Alright friends, we're on the last step of our project. You are going to get a washable marker of your choice. Take the cap off. We want to be very gentle with these, and you're going to take your figure and start to color in with your figure. You might have to do a couple of layers, and you're going to want to hold that figure in your hand. Now here's the key thing. If you have a wet spot because you just colored that with a marker, you don't want to put your hand directly on that area because it will get marker on your hand. So anywhere that's a little bumpy like this, you just can hold your marker there for a couple seconds. It'll help fill that area in. And again, this is something that, might take a little time. So I'm going to make sure that when I'm filling this figure, that I'm looking at all parts of the figure, not just the front of it, but am I coloring the inside edges? Am I coloring the side? The back of it we don't have to color because that's going to be glued flat on our projects, but we do want to color the sides of it and the top of it and the inside portions of your piece. Okay, so I did my best to get the edges, the top, and the sides. I didn't worry about the bottom again. Now, it's going to be hard. You're going to have these areas with, little indents in them that are going to be extremely hard to fill in. So what you're going to do with a paintbrush and water is we're going to be able to spread some of this into those creases because these markers are washable. So I'm going to go around the edge so I can pull down some of that color, spread that color out, so that any of the little pieces that maybe I couldn't get with my marker, I can spread some of that color into it. Okay, so I'm checking not only the top, and this is what's tricky about a figure. You don't only just check the top of it, you have to check the sides as well. Okay, so we're going to give that a couple of minutes to dry before we go on to the next step. So please make sure that once you have a nice layer, one layer of water on there, that we just let it sit for a little bit before we do anything else. Don't keep adding layers of water because it is going to get too wet and it's going to mess your sculpture up. Okay friends, so now that we have given our figure some time to dry, we're going to take it, flip it over. It might still have some wet areas, but that's okay. Using a glue stick, we're going to very slowly go around the whole figure, get a good amount on the back of that figure so that he sticks. And you're going to take it, flip it over, find a spot in your project for it. Do I want it up here? I want to balance it, so I'll probably put it over here. And I'm going to press for a couple seconds. As long as this is dry, we shouldn't have issues with it getting on your hands. If it gets a little bit on your hands, it's fine. You can always take your paper that we were using for our placemat and use that when you're pressing down so it does not get on your hands. Okay, it's obviously going to need a little time to dry, but if there's any kind of action or movement lines you want to add, you can do that. You can try to outline your figure if you want, but I know on mine, in between the legs is going to get tricky, so I'm not going to do that with mine. But I am going to add some movement lines. So I'm going to go around him and make it look like he has some movement lines going on, some action lines. Okay, friends, so that's it for now. If you want to add any more details, you can. I might go in and do another pattern in my background, maybe some more details around my symbols I made, but that's going to be it for this project.